Hey guys, it's Deshawn with Love D Creations coming to you with how I do my epoxy drip on my hot chocolate tumblers and my Halloween tumblers. This is a Beetlejuice tumbler that I decided I wanted to do both the top and the bottom epoxy drip. I use Promarine Supplies epoxy, and this is tinted with Holtz alcohol ink and glow-in-the-dark pigment powder. I've let my epoxy sit for about 40 to 45 minutes. It depends on the brand you're using and also what you're tinting it with. Sometimes I can affect how long you need to let it sit and the consistency that it gets. As you can see, it's running off my stick, but it's very slow. You want your epoxy to resemble taffy, or if you make hard candy, you want it to look kind of like the consistency of hard candy. You don't want it to cure too much longer past this stage because it will harden almost instantly. So once you have your epoxy ready to go, I like to twirl my epoxy around my popsicle stick, and then I hold my tumbler flat with the edge away from me, and I touch the tip of the epoxy to the rim, and I slowly turn my tumbler edge as the remaining epoxy drips off. Now I'm not letting my popsicle stick touch the rim of the tumbler. I'm letting the epoxy fall with the pull of gravity. Once I get to the end of the epoxy on my stick, then I scrape it off as shown, and then I get another dab of it and finish or add to the places that I want to add more to. So this is what it looks like. As you can see, it doesn't really run much once I flip it up vertically, which is what you want. I like my epoxy to be at this stage because when I torch it, I can be really specific on where I want it to drip the most and how I want it to drip. I have a little bit more control. So here I am going back through with another layer of epoxy just to thicken up some of the spaces that I wasn't happy with. So you want to lightly touch the epoxy when you're doing this. You want to move quickly and keep the cup spinning as you go. You don't want to hold your torch in one space too much. You will burn your epoxy, which will cause bubbles and extra hardening. It will also change the texture of your drip. You want it to remain really smooth and flowy. So here's what I have so far. You can see it's dripped a little bit more than what I had originally. Once I get most of the bubbles out and get it smooth, I let it sit for a few minutes just to see how far it's going to run. And it also lets me decide where I want to touch it up and where I want it to run a little further. Here I am just touching up some of the places that I wasn't really happy with. I like my drip to come down a little bit further off the rim, so here I am just touching it up. And here we are with the final result. I really like how it turned out, even though the drips are two different styles and two different textures, but it absolutely made the cup, and it's probably one of my favorites that I've made. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below. Make sure you like and subscribe for more tutorials. Thanks.